Welcome, everyone. We're just letting everyone into the October webinar for the ISSA show.
We're just going to give it a couple minutes, guys, before we start. Still people trickling in.
Iris, for next year, we'll have to look into that elevator music you were talking about before we start our webinars.
No. Gotta figure that out. What does everyone want to hear for background music? You can type that in the Q&A.
Yeah, to Iris's point, yes, please mention your music choice of preference. But also for the questions, Elias is going to be handling those, and it's easier for us to track everything through the Q&A. So please send all questions you guys have through the Q&A, and we'll definitely make sure to answer them.
And then if we don't answer them live, we do have a section at the very end for all questions that weren't answered live, just so that way we can address it fully.
All right, Iris, we're almost at over at 40. So do you want to start, or do you want to go wait one more minute?
Yeah, I think we will start this thing. All
Perfect.
right, guys.
Do it.
Yes. All right, welcome to the October ISSA show exhibitor webinar. We are 2 weeks away from seeing everyone on site, and we could not be more excited. So we have a lot to cover today, and we know you guys have questions and you have things that are on your mind. So please use, as John said, the Q&A at the very bottom of your screen to ask any questions, and we will address those at the very end. So I'm going to pass it to Elias to get us going.
Thank you, Iris, and also thank you, Bill, for your music recommendation. I don't think I'll be able to get Gin and Juice approved, but I definitely do appreciate the recommendation. But yeah, so I will get everyone started. We're super excited to have you guys in Vegas. We're, like Iris said, we're only a couple of weeks away from getting to do all the great events we have planned for you guys at the show. And we're here to help you guys through the process. So as you can see here are our show hours. First being November 13th with the Education Day, and as well as the Expo Days listed below. Something we wanted to let everyone know, as you can see, the Wi-Fi password is there. You just want to make sure that you have the best service possible. So we want to make sure you guys connect when you get to Mandalay Bay. As you know, a lot of people show there, so your phone can slow up. So we do recommend everyone join the Wi-Fi. And then next slide, please. And then, so here's a little bit of a map that we wanted to provide to all the exhibitors. That way we could help you guys get to the show the most effective way. First, I'll start with, if you see the shops at Mandalay Place, this highlighted pink area. If you're staying at the Luxor, you can cut right through there, through the casino, and this walkway, as you can see from the arrows directed. You'll cut through the food court, in which we have a Starbucks, along with many other things. One great thing to note about this Starbucks is they do take mobile orders, so I know a lot of our exhibitors like to take advantage of that to speed their time, especially with how early you have to get up. So that's definitely one thing to notice. And then in the North Convention Center, you'll see that highlighted pink area. We'll be doing education sessions in this area. And then followed by that Shark Reef Aquarium. If you are taking an Uber or a Lyft to the show, that's where the drop-off will be. And then lastly, for anyone that's at Mandalay Bay, you can walk directly through the hotel, through the casino that's highlighted in the green area, and then you'll be able to cut through all the restaurants. And then one thing to note, if you're at Park NGM or the New York, you can walk across the street to Excalibur and take the tram. As you can see, the tram lets you out here in the same area where you would cut through the casino. And then that should be the whole map for you guys. And if there is any specific questions, please send them in the chat and I will be able to answer for you.
Thanks, Elias. I wanted to just mention one thing on here. We have noted a bunch of the restaurants as you walk from the main casino lobby here. Many of you have asked us what the options are during show hours or in the evening. So there are some really great options. They're noted here. All types of cuisines. You'll be able during show hours or afterwards. Try to make a reservation, but you can still just show up and get a table. So we also have Border Grill down here and a barbecue Mexicana restaurant. There also will be another Starbucks right by the registration area. And then, like Elias said, if you are taking Uber or a Lyft or a taxi, make sure you tell them the Shark Reef entrance drop off. All right. Go for it, Elias.
Thank you. And then now we wanted to let you guys know some about the key tips and locations that you'll need at the show. Similar to that area where we told you the Starbucks would be, we will have a code check. It's $4 for every checked item that you have. This will be right by that entrance where the North Convention Center was at that Iris mentioned, as well as that highlighted pink area that I said education would be at. So in that general area on the map from the slide previous. As well as we wanted to let you guys know where the GES, Metro, and Stova lead retrieval desks will be found at Bayside Hall A, booth 4682. So if you did purchase any lead retrieval or need to speak with GES, that is where you will locate them. As well as the Mandalay Bay Exhibitor Service Desk will also be at Bayside Lobby A. This will be next to the corridor, though, next to the FedEx Business Center. So if you do need anything, such as you've had any issues with your electricity or any of that, you would want to go to their service desk. And then lastly, for move in and move out, the area or the hours for the show are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. during move in and move out. One thing on our setup days is that after 6 p.m., if you leave, you're not allowed to back in. So you can come in freely from that 8 to 5 window. But after 6 p.m., you will not be allowed to re-enter the building. If you do have travel plans that allow you to not get in until later, please reach out to Jordan King and we will add you to the list that you guys will have access to go to the security desk and have access to the building, as well as you should be able to show your badge and say that you need to be entered into the building, and they should be able to help you out as well. And then for the next slide, I should be handing it back to Iris for exhibitor registration.
All right, thanks, Elias. So there's been many questions over the last several days and weeks about registration. So we put in here the registration hours. So if you are going to be arriving and starting to set up your booth on Saturday, that's where you're going to go to the security desk and you're going to be able to get a wristband to get access to the show floor. The registration actually opens on Sunday at 12 o'clock. And it will be open until 5 o'clock. And then you see the rest of the hours. I wanted to show you guys what the exhibitor badges look like. The security desk, like Elias said, it will be next to the FedEx. And then, of course, you guys are going to receive the webinar slides. So you'll have that map that we showed you. I also wanted to mention to you that registration, everyone's been doing a great job going into the exhibitor portal. And let's just say if there's any changes that happens on site and you need to add additional people, you don't have to wait in the on-site registration line. You can simply go to your exhibitor portal, add that additional staff person, and then you'll take that registration confirmation and go to the badge scanners to get your badge. So we wanted to make sure that you guys know that information so you don't have to wait in line for any make sure you get your badges in quickly. Now I'm going to go through the badges because many of you have asked, what do the badges look like this year? How do I know who's an attendee, who is an exhibitor, etc.? So I put in here some examples. So any individual with the gray bar is going to be someone who purchased an all access pass. And the all access pass, for many of you who know this, gives you access to all of the education and spotlight events throughout the week. The yellow will indicate that they are expo only. So they only plan on being on the show floor. These are examples. So you'll notice we have all different types of categories down here. So when you're training your staff, you're going to obviously let them know that, you know, you'll see a building service contractor, you might see a distributor on the badge, or any one of these. And that's how you know the type of company that person represents. And then exhibitors, you guys are going to have this blue bar here. And if you purchased an all access pass, it will still be a blue bar. So that is the summary of the badges this year. Exhibitors will have a white lanyard, just so you guys know. And then for those, this is just a quick reminder about your booth staff badge calculations. For every 100 square feet that you reserve, you get 1 complimentary booth staff badge, and then you get 2 additional for being an ISSA member. Each additional badge, booth staff badge after that, is $75, and you can also upgrade to an all access pass for $99. So I just wanted to make sure you guys know what the registration process looks like. Once you go into your portal and select exhibitor registration, you're going to get to this page. It's going to show you here, you know, the number of allocated complimentary badges. It'll tell you what your total allotment is, how many are registered. You'll be able to see a summary of everyone you registered through this registration search. And then this is just an example of what you're going to see when you're actually identifying, adding the individuals into your portal. Again, member or non-member from allocation is those complimentary badges. And then once you've used those, then the only option will be the paid $75 or the all access for $99. And this is just a summary where you selected the registration search. And this is a really good overview. If anyone is looking for confirmations, say you lost it, went to your junk, everyone is going to be receiving a registration confirmation email the week before the show, but you can certainly contact registration@issashow.com, and they can certainly send you all the confirmations. And this is just an example. If you wanted to go in and add a Big Bash ticket, or add in the free Hygeia event, or go in and add a spotlight event, you would go into the individual record, and then you would select purchase add-on, which is right here. This is the screen you're going to see. It's going to show you first all of the networking events, and then at the very bottom, it's going to show you all of the workshops and all of the education that we are offering. And then it will say submit at the very bottom, and then it will show you that, you know, if you do have payments, it'll say your registration's not complete, you have to make a payment. So we really want to make sure you guys understood all the details when it comes to registration. Now I'm going to talk about lead retrieval. That's also has been a hot topic this week. So you can still order your lead retrieval, your pack of 3 licenses through the sales team through November 3rd. It is $575. If anyone has any questions about lead retrieval, setting up your password, all those details, please contact Stova directly. It is AES-exhibitor services at stova.io. And then we put in the phone number here, just so you guys know. You can also add additional licenses if you need more than 3 once in the lead retrieval portal. And for those that we're going to continue on with the slides. We will make sure to get you this contact information. All right, I'm going to hand it off to John now to talk about the Big Bash.
Perfect, Iris. I'm excited to talk about Big Bash. One thing I did want to mention, Iris, that I was going to ask you just to make sure, because I've got to ask this question on Reg. The primary contact, they need to make sure they register under an allocation, correct?
Yes.
Just so everyone's clear, I got that question a bunch, so just wanted to make that clear to everybody. Just because we have primaries that don't go to the show sometimes, so just making sure, just to make sure you register everybody according to those great steps that Iris showed you. So, as Iris showed you on those add-on events, we do have the Big Bash. This is our 100th anniversary party. Our team, Iris can tell, has been working tirelessly to make this a fantastic event. It is Tuesday, November 14th from 6:30 to 9 at the Hakkasan nightclub. I've been to this venue a couple times. It is amazing. It's incredible. Our featured band is going to be Seventh Heaven, Descendants, Diamond sponsor. Our Centennial sponsor is Spartan. And then our supporting sponsors are American Dish and SPR. So we're so excited to put on this event for you guys Tuesday night. Make sure you get your tickets through the add-ons and registration because they are going quickly. And we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of in that process. So if you need help with that, reach out to myself, Iris, Elias, and we can assist you.
Oh, one more thing on this is that the last day to purchase a ticket will be November 3rd. So that's a week from today.
The guest program. So another part of the question we've been getting is about the guest program. So if you guys, we want you guys to invite your customers from your network. When you log into your portal, this is the tile, a guest invitations and toolkit. It takes you to this great feather dashboard. We have a great tutorial video on there that allows you to send invites to customers. There's the promo code, and then each exhibitor has their own unique code, which we've added. But the promo code is, as you see, ISSA guest 002. And then, like I said, it's a free expo pass or 10% off all access. So we highly, highly encourage you guys. I know a bunch of people have already taken us advantage of this, but if you haven't yet, please do so. It's a great way to get your customers to the show.
Yeah, and then this promo code is actually a sample. So those are unique codes, and every exhibitor, again, has a different code. So make sure you go into your dashboard and you'll be able to get that.
Yes, correct. Sorry, I was saying an example was like the code, but yes, you have your own unique code that your customers will have. All right, now on to the Let's Connect, guys. So the great thing is our mobile app is now available, which is sponsored by our great sponsor R3 this year, and it looks fantastic. So make sure you go into the App Store and download that. Make sure we have a planner slide after this, but create your ISSA show planner. We'll have our printed show guide as well, so make sure to print that up on site. I just got a visual look at it yesterday. We're still in the final stages of editing it, but it looks fantastic. And then, guys, as we want to just reiterate again, the ISSA show registration hours: Sunday 12 to 5, Monday 7 a.m. to 5, Tuesday 7 a.m. to 5, Wednesday 7 a.m. to 5, and November 16th, the last day of the show, Thursday 8 a.m. to 2. All right, guys. As I mentioned, the ISSA show planner site, everyone on your team needs to make sure they create one of these. This is where you can view all the education sessions, network, and chat with attendees who are going to the show. Our attendees that have gone to the show are very well trained in this. This is where they know to go look at education. This is where they go find you guys and add it to their agenda so they know who they need to connect with at the show, and it's how they plan their show. So really, our attendees are very trained up on this. We just did an attendee webinar this week telling them about this, so they're very engaged in this process. So, and then the key thing in the planner site is, voting on innovation award products. So just make sure you have your team create a planner site, ISSAshowplanner.com. Very easy, very simple process. All right, guys. So got this question quite a bit too. What comes with my booth? So simple 10 by 10, 8 foot high back drape, 3 foot high sidewall, and then the ID sign. Our aisle carpet is Blue Jay. Your booth does not come with carpet. You do have to order that or bring in your own flooring of some kind. It does not matter. That is our one hard and fast rule. If you need tables or anything like that, you can order that through our service contractor, GES. Show operation and logistics. All right, guys. So some of these key dates have passed, which you've known because we mentioned them on previous webinars. But basically, so you know, the GES, NBCC, lead retrieval, all discount deadlines November 9th, AV discount deadline November 9th, and then the GES shipping deadline is November 7th to their advanced warehouse. All right. And then here are the addresses, guys. Quite a few questions on this, just so people know the difference. The advanced shipment warehouse, that is GES warehouse. And I always suggest shipping to the advanced warehouse, the address you see on here, just because when you do that, your freight is going to be in your booth when you're ready to set up on the time and day. You can ship it directly to show site. That is your choice. And that address is on there as well. So just make sure you're following that. Again, GES's warehouse. The date to accept the freight is November 7th from October 11th to November 7th, or you can ship directly to show site. So make sure when you're in the GES section of the portal, you pay attention to this. The labels are in there. But if you have any questions, of course, ask us. We're here to help. All right. So Mandalay Bay, we know that there's been some issues with the system for a period of time, but everything is back up and running. If you still continue to have issues, our team does have all the attached forms to send you, and we have done that multiple times. So if you're still having issues ordering electrical or catering, please ask us. We can send you the forms if you're having issues through the portal. We have the exhibitors can email exhibitorservices@mandalay.com for any questions. I was just working with an exhibitor yesterday with them. They've been very responsive, so they're on top of it. And then catering inquiries, catering@mandalaybay.com for F&B, brochure, alcohol, anything like that. So we know that system was down for a little bit. It's back up and running, but if you have issues, we do have the forms. And of course, use these emails if you have any questions. Their team has been on top of it, as I can quote to this week. All right. And then as you guys will see in the portal, I've had questions about this too, kind of the targeted floor plan. Basically, it's just color coded to how the show is set up and built. So, you know, just look at the targeted floor plan, see where you're at. The color coordinates the day you can move in on. So just make sure you take a look at that. If you have any questions, again, I can happily answer them. Iris can, Elias, but also Jordan, who we put in that email as well. She can answer any questions for you. She's our operations manager and does a fantastic job for us. So just pay attention, take a quick look at it, just so you know exactly the day you should be moving in. And now I'll pass it to Iris to tell you all about these great show attractions we have.
Yes. So as John mentioned, we did an attendee webinar earlier this week. So I mentioned all of these great things that are taking place on the show floor. I just wanted to quickly go through everything with you guys so you know. Of course, we mentioned in that attendee webinar that the most important thing is to make sure to go visit you guys and to schedule appointments and meetings. We have a bunch of education taking place on the show floor. We've got Solve for X Theater. We have the Sustainability Hub and Theater, which is new this year. We've got the Innovation Award, Innovation Showcase in Theater. And we also have Clean Meets Zone, which is an area for meetups as well as some education related to professional development. So there's a lot of great things happening as far as education. We've got the ISSA Show Sports Bar sponsored by Spartan Chemical. We also have a new area on the show floor called the Refresh and Relax Oasis by Kimberly Clark Professional. We have a new exhibitor area, an international pavilion, Italian pavilion, and a residential pavilion. And of course, we have the ISSA Experience Hub, which is everything ISSA related. New this year, we have a volunteer project through the ISSA Advocacy Group, End Period Poverty. So they're going to be creating these hygiene bags to give to women in need, with a Association, a nonprofit in Las Vegas. So, and then on top of that, we have the show floor happy hour. So what does that mean? It means that on November 15th, Wednesday, from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, there's going to be some really exciting things happening. Some exhibitors will have bars in their booth. You know, some special education is going to be taking place. Special meetups are going to be taking place. And then at 4 o'clock, the Innovation Awards will be announced at the Innovation Showcase and Theater. This is a summary. Everything is on the ISSA show planner, so you can see everything that I just mentioned. And then key events. I just wanted to spotlight this for everyone. On Sunday, IEHA, a division of ISSA, will have their welcome reception, and that IEHA is geared towards hospitality and healthcare. On Monday, we have an evening event from 4 to 5:30, cocktails and conversations. That's where attendees are going to be able to mingle and, you know, talk about, you know, what's going to, you know, what's the future of the cleaning industry for the next 100 years. Residential roundtables is a great event also taking place during that time, really geared for the residential community. They also do a lot of education during that time. There are tables, there are special topics that with them a special moderator. So people do have an opportunity to really interact and learn from each other. We also have the IEHA Housekeeping Olympics taking place at the Michelob Light Arena, which is basically a competition where different groups and hotels actually they compete. They, you know, which team can do the fastest vacuuming or can make the bed the fastest in a certain way. There's this Olympics has been going on for many years. So especially with it being back in Las Vegas, it's sure to be a high attended event. And then, of course, John mentioned the Big Bash taking place on Tuesday. And then we've got the Hygeia event, the Hygeia Awards reception. This is a complimentary event for everyone. It is taking place on Wednesday at 5:15. So all is welcome. Make sure to register. And then on Thursday, we have the ISSA General Business Meeting. We also have 2 spotlight events, which is on Tuesday morning before the show opens, a celebration of ISSA that takes place. It does say 9 o'clock on here, from 9 to 9:45. And then on Wednesday, we have a great speaker, Doc Henley, who wrote From Wine to Water. He actually founded a nonprofit that actually provides clean drinking water to a variety of communities in different parts of the world. And then, of course, we have our Innovation Award announcement at 4 o'clock on Wednesday as well. So a lot of great things happening. Wanted to quickly mention BCI Educational Conference, which runs concurrently with the ISSA show. It will take place on the 3rd level of the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. And the conference runs from Tuesday to Thursday, and individuals can add it into registration. For exhibitors, you're going to go to the BCI website if you wanted to register separate for their educational conference. And then lastly, we've been getting a lot of questions about who's coming to the show, so we wanted to give you a broad overview to help you train your staff on who to expect to come to your booth. So we are looking to have close to our 2019 attendance numbers. We're looking approximately 40% being distributor wholesalers, 33% being your contractors, and 15% being your in-house service providers. I did include the residential community being 5%, and then manufacturer reps being 7%. The product categories with the most interest are cleaning agents, equipment and accessories, floor and carpet care, and restroom care. Many of these have been very hot topics or very hot categories in the last several years. I've made sure we include our international attendees in here to mention those that are coming from abroad. Canada's our #1 group of people coming outside of the United States. We got China, Ghana, Australia, Mexico, Japan, and many from our LATAM region, obviously, which includes Central and South America. I did want to put in some notable points in here. 16% of our attendees identify that they belong to a buying group. As far as decision makers, 75% of those that are coming to the show are the decision makers for their company, which is up from the last couple of years. 35% of attendees are under 40, which is fantastic. Typically, our show on average is 50s to 60s is the average age. So that is coming down, bringing some new professionals to the industry. And then women in the industry, you know, there is a lot more women coming to the show, more than ever. We continue with our top in-house service provider category. These are the people who are the end users. So the biggest group is going to come from like K through 12 and higher ed. We've got healthcare being #2, industrial, and then hospitality. And then for BSC customer types, so these are the contractors and who they are working with. So most of them are going to be commercial properties. Next is going to be educational facilities. We got healthcare, hospitality, and industrial. And then lastly, we have been asking, beyond janitorial services, what are you looking for as far as what other solutions are you looking for that are out there? And #1 is carpet extraction, deep cleaning. That's been the case for the last couple of months as far as our registration data. Then disinfecting services and spraying, which was, of course, very popular back in 21 and 22. Stripping, recoating, hard floors, power washing, and window cleaning have actually risen from their previous numbers back the last couple of years. So there's a lot of great demographics, a lot of great people coming to the show this year. We're super excited for you guys to meet everyone and to have a really good experience. I am going to pass it now to Elias to talk about what happens post show. What can we offer you to engage with attendees?
Thank you so much, Iris. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely some items that you still take advantage of here towards the end of 2023, as well as after the show. Right now, you can still upgrade your profile to the level 1 to obtain any digital leads from the My Show Planner app side of things that every attendee downloads, and as well as you can get the badge scanning system. Some of our other digital offerings that we wanted to present, as you can still have this blast go out in November. For our monthly Innovation Insight newsletter, we do have some standard listings left for the month of November. This will go out November 8th. So right before the show, really kind of help build your traction. We had the one go out in September, and I know off the top of my head that the open rate for that was about 45%. And then as well, if you were interested in doing a post-show blast, we do still have an upgraded product spotlight and some standard product listings for after the show. The really cool thing about this offering is, as you can see, you do reach 50,000 plus on our email sends, as well as we also keep the live track lead generation for your team. So whatever you guys would send over at the end of the week, we'll send you an Excel with anyone that was interested with their contact information, phone, and email. So definitely recommend taking part in that. We've seen a lot of success since we unveiled this product last year. It's been very beneficial to our exhibitors. And the next slide. And then for this is our Connect Blast. What was really great about this one is we do have November 10th available left. So this would be going out directly before the show. It would really help drive some traffic as well to your booth and your digital presence. What's really cool about this offering is you can see we go from 2023 attendees all the way back to 2019. And let alone are we hitting the attendees that have been at our show for the past few years. We also take advantage of the ISSA cleaning and maintenance database to increase your exposure that you would see I believe this year we came out to about 54,000 emails sent on the Connect Blast. And these are very beneficial to do before the show, as the week of, to drive traction, and even post show, as we do have some exhibitors that have already set up or signed up for this year's as well. And then I'll leave it off to Iris for everyone's favorite part, booth selection for next year.
Thank you, Elias. All right, booth selection. It's that time. Today's the deadline to make sure that we get all the exhibit applications in. If you do need additional time, please email one of the sales team to let us know. But next week, I will be working on the floor plan, and we'll be sending out the appointment dates and times. For those that are not going to go through the booth selection appointments beforehand, we will be sending out your on-site appointment next week as well. So it'll be the time that you come and talk to us to select your booth on site. And if you're not available during that time, that's okay. You can still come and talk to us and select your booth. The deadline for the early rate is November 30th, so we want to make sure that everyone takes advantage of it. And again, the floor plan will not be ready until most likely it'll be next Friday, and it will go out to those that are going to be selecting appointments by phone the week of November 6th.
And again, guys, if you have questions on, sorry, I was just trying to, if you have questions, I've just answered a bunch of stuff on the 24 show the last couple days. If you have questions or need explanations on anything, I'm happy to talk you through it. I know it's an email and there's a lot in the stuff, but just call us. We're here to answer any questions that you have on that and can talk you through the process. But absolutely want you guys to sign up for the size so we can get you an appointment.
Well, perfect. Well, Iris, I will help out with the questions. As you can tell, we definitely did have some this webinar. I'll start with the first one. John, this will be for you. I know we had many questions about what we're tracking for at attendance, and John has some stats that we can provide for that question.
Sure. So guys, we're tracking very well on attendance. We're safely saying we're going to be at 90% of 2019, which was a great year for us. One of the best years. Iris can say the exact number, but that was a really good number, and we're well up over our 2022 registration as well. So everything is tracking greatly. We feel very excited. The attendees are really getting behind this Mandalay Bay as a venue. So we're very excited, and the numbers are proving that.
Perfect. And then the next couple were, do you know when the hotels will go from on peak to hotel to management, just in case they wanted to call on the reservations and to see if everything was squared away? And then the part two is, what are the coat check hours?
So housing, for those that book through on peak, you should have already received an email from Mandalay Bay that it asks you to, if you have any questions, reach out to them. They asked for billing information if you wanted to do a house account for your group. If you haven't, please reach out to On Peak. We'll get you. The phone number for On Peak is on our website at ISSAshow.com under the travel section. So you can just reach out to them directly. And what was this? Oh, coat check hours. I know we'll make sure to get you guys the coat check hours, but I will let you know that they do end on Thursday at 2:30. So as far as when they start, I will make sure that we get that information to everyone.
Perfect. And then the next one was, will the BCI registration hours be the same?
Ooh, that's a great question. We will make sure to also get you that information. BCI registration is actually in the same lobby as our registration, but they are actually close to the FedEx office. So we will make sure to post their hours, or not post it, but we will make sure to get it to everyone what those hours are.
Perfect. And then the next question was, in regards to all the key events that we place on, people were curious which ones are free. So if you could provide some context on which ones you have to pay for and which ones are free to attend.
Yes. So on the show floor, as far as those key areas, education, those are all free for exhibitors. So you can go to any one of the meetups. You can go to see any of the demos, any of the education taking place at any of the theaters. Innovation Award announcement, that is free. The Spotlight event on Wednesday morning, that is $25, or it is included in your conference pass. All the education on Monday is also part of the all access pass, so you'll have to purchase that. And Big Bash is also something, a Big Bash ticket is something you would need to purchase.
Perfect. And then the next question was, will Advanced Warehouse deny shipment if it is late?
Technically, they probably won't deny it, but I would not take that risk if I were you. Just depends on your shipment. If you have any issues with regarding your shipment, just email sales@issashow.com or Jordan, who we put in the email, and we'll talk to GS about it. But from my experience on the service contractor side, do not take that risk. If you think it's not going to get there on time, maybe just do it to send it to show site. But again, on show site, make sure you also get it there between, the dates that we're going to be there, because if you put a pallet that's going to arrive on the 10th, well, we won't have anybody there working. So you got to make sure you follow those dates and times. But if you have specific questions, just email sales@issashow.com and we'll be able to direct you with our ops team.
Perfect. And then the last question I have is, can you tell us who has registered through the guest invitation program? Or who has registered through the guest invitation program?
No, that's a great question. And if anyone has that interest, please email one of the sales team members, and we will work with our team to figure that out.
And I was just told by our director that the Doc Henley event they just made free for all exhibitors, Iris. That is what Ed just told me. So, for an update.
Right. So Wednesday morning, the 9 o'clock Doc Henley Spotlight is now complimentary for you guys. So super excited about that.
And that was the last question that we had, Iris.
All right. Well, hold on. Oh boy. All right. We have come to the end of our webinar, and hopefully this is super informative. We are thrilled to see you guys in 2 weeks from now. We will be available for any emails or phone calls if you do have any additional questions, but we absolutely appreciate you, and it's been a pleasure working with you over the last several years and months. So in that regard, please have a really wonderful and safe weekend, and we will see you in Las Vegas in 2 short weeks.
See you in Vegas, guys.